Good evening, and welcome to London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade Chronicles set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week is Inspector Grey from the clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavium. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Lovely. Oldreek of the clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Gain a hunger. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hartz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. You are also getting hungry tonight. Alistair from the clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. You're getting hungry tonight. We continue this week where we left off last week. Alongside the Thames, after the coterie have made their exodus from the Tower of London. Thanks to the Samdi aiding their escape over the River Thames, they have been dropped off in close proximity to London docks and also their Whitechapel house. They are currently deciding what to do with the armour they have rescued so valiantly. They are engaged in a preliminary discussion about the fate of Edward VI, heart's blood built into the lining, but have yet to come to a definite conclusion, with some in favour of heading towards Valerius, have very similar words, and some keeping it and deciding later. Watching over the proceedings is a young man, who has also expressed the ability to hold the artifact for the coterie should they so wish. It is here, on the undisturbed and secluded site of the Thames, that we begin.
Did you try it on?
You talking to?
Just anybody.
Alistair, go ahead.
I think we're getting to the point of waiting and seeing, right? And I guess the only decision we need to make at this moment is where to keep the item. I think I'm not comfortable with it being with Endymion at the moment. So if anyone else has a location, I think we should take it there.
I'm not
And then
comfortable
maybe-
with young man taking it.
No,
We could do what the dogs do. We could just pick a random spot, dig a hole, and bury it.
Perhaps it would be best to fulfill our obligations and turn the item over to Valeria.
There were problems with that. So perhaps those who want to hold on to it. Those of us who want to talk to Valerius. Although it might be better for all there to talk to Valerius in case he tries something.
What about a trunk on the back of the cart? Have we ever had anybody try to rob anything out of that?
Oh god, that would be so easy to rob, though.
Well, if it was normal, maybe. I still think they might be able to track it down somehow. There's a lot of supernatural things going on in that place, and I don't understand how any of it works. I would feel better if it was under watch. I could keep it with my men, I suppose. Feel comfortable with that.
One of us could wear it.
If that's how you... Does anyone know how it works or what it does? Would anyone have...
Oh, but I'm willing to try.
Those sorts of resources? That might be not a bad idea, so we know what we're actually bargaining with.
I don't think it'll fit me.
It looks too big for me, but I'll wear it.
I mean, I'm not messing with it, but I'm more than happy to have the rest of you use yourself as experiments until we find out what it is.
I mean, it was the inspector's idea. He could always try.
Alistair seems eager.
Alistair, how about you try it on? And then, Inspector, you know a bit of I don't know what term you use, magic or whatever. Maybe you can get a further idea of what it does. Let's go to the theater and conduct our experiments there. Agreed?
I always like going to the theater.
Right.
Very well.
To show you the theater. I'll say that to young man.
Eyes light up.
Right, he is still here. All right, we will take the carriage to the newer, nicer theater, or will be nice one day.
Travel. Not too long across the
It's
city.
been
so-
being worked on, right?
Mhm.
So it's probably almost there.
And the carriage stops outside the decadent theatre as you all head in, knowing it's quiet and abandoned, each taking a seat inside the large, grand auditorium. Young man.
There's no way I'm going to a seat. I'm going
Actually,
to
I can
stage.
like that,
That's where
yeah.
I belong.
Aldrich's
Alright.
taking a seat, and this will be like a show. Like, all right, if you want to go open the stage, someone put it on, see what happens. I will be watching from that balcony.
I have a question.
Yes, you.
Are any this is a storyteller question for you. Are any of you actually small enough to wear an 18-year-old man's chest piece?
Eveline might have been if she wasn't female.
Like us IRL or our characters?
Your character.
Alistair,
your
maybe.
characters.
How big is Alistair?
A character
I-
would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eveline's smaller than me.
Aldrich could be. Wanted
Oh,
to.
yeah.
That's true.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Question withdrawn.
I
Fucking
mean,
amazing.
Thurston's already lubricated. We could squeeze him in.
Thurston is permanently lubricated.
Like the 18-year-old doesn't matter to me. How tall and how thin they were does.
Yeah, I mean, because this is
Because
a couple
my
of hundred
argument is
years
why
ago
can't
or
your
so.
18-year-old be obese?
Is it a full?
Football
Is it
player.
just
No,
like a
you
front
took
part, or is it a
just the
full?
chest. You took just the
just the
front
chest
chest
piece.
piece.
I assume it's just a
Mhm.
standard
Right,
night
yeah.
chest plate, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea what's happening. We're just gonna have Alistair play with it and see if something happens.
Don't shake it like that.
Like a bop it.
As soon as I get up on stage, I just do a couple scales just to test the acoustics, because
Bro, that is not why
Stage.
we are here.
theater.
No, Thurston, you
theater.
go up there. I know we don't have an orchestra yet. You got to pretend.
As you finish just performing scales, young man immediately stands up and gives you.
I'll curtsy.
So who's doing what?
I guess I'm trying on the chest plate.
And apparently it will fit you. And you have to hold it on in place because obviously there's no back piece to it. And nothing happens.
Do you feel any different?
Yeah, I feel like I got this heavy thing on the front of me.
No weird tingles, though.
Aside from
way
the
you're
normal,
holding it on. The way you're holding it on, you look like you're inappropriately groping yourself.
I let go. Does it fall to the floor?
Yeah. A loud clunk that echoes through the grand hall.
I pick it back up. I had to hold it on. It doesn't have the straps. Or the other side, I'm not really sure.
Well, I was trying to make sure we had the least load to transport, so I only grabbed what we needed.
Wait, I got a really weird idea. I give that, you know, the gif of the girl smiling real evilly? I give that evil smile to Aldrich. Can't you just hide this and wear it at the same time?
Ew.
I said it was gross.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, not that particular cursed item, but in general, I suppose
Is
I
it
could just
cursed
sort
though?
of
I knock on it.
like skin over the metal plating and have it be on the inside. And have it. Alistair, you say very perturbed things, but there's always a spark of something in there if you pay attention. But no, I will not be doing it with that particular item because it has the blood of some ancient Setite in it, and I do
I
not.
did say it was
trust that.
gross though.
Blood is in it.
I move and kind of slosh the blood around, if it even sloshes. I assume it's kind of like a thread, like a
Okay.
abracadabra, and I knock on it again.
All right, Inspector, do you think you can maybe take a closer look at it? Doesn't seem like it is responding to Mr. Alistair.
I will look at the object with Sense the Unseen.
Maybe you have to be worthy.
Do sense the unseen for me, please.
Sure.
Wits and specs, off the top of my head. And, yep, you cast your gaze over the chest piece. The majority of it seems completely normal. However, the red line trim glows red.
Yes, the that hurts blood. It's definitely magical. There's power in that chest piece. I don't have the faintest clue how the artifact works. Without that knowledge, there's little we can do with it.
Alistair, aren't you able to get a sense about things? Muted.
He's so excited he can't speak.
Yeah, we still can't hear you.
Push to talk.
Oh, I'm gonna push the talk, yeah, because kids. As he says that, I'm like, oh, you're right, and I immediately cast it because I'm wearing it. Spirit's Touch.
Show me Spirit's Touch, please. Okay, that is going to be a high difficulty.
I'll just do it regular for now. I'm going to re-roll 3 of those. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
No, because I think it's funny.
I'd be a little bit conservative with your willpower at the moment, because yeah.
I'm conservative with my willpower every time. What are you talking about?
That's fair. And you will your vitae to your fingertips, running them slowly over the cold metal, desperately trying to get a reading as everyone stares at you. You find no discernible information from it.
Was it... How old is it? It's not that... Well, 800 years old, right? Ish.
It's more like 200 or 300.
1066 was around the time that...
Oh, this isn't 1066.
I stare blankly and I go... It's chest plate.
About 350 years.
What sort of objections do we have for giving this to Valerius?
Power?
I didn't try very hard because I'm kind of scared. I could do that thing where we try.
I don't like it when you're scared. That's not a good sign.
Just don't want to go hungry.
Neither do any of us.
Alright, well, we can keep it here. I will have my men come by and guard the location and the item. And I think maybe if we have no way of knowing what it does, we can speak to Valerius without the item. use it as a bargaining tool, if that's what your intention is.
Where should we put it though? Because I mean, I know it's not doing anything to me as far as we know, but you know how this works. As soon as we leave, one of your guys puts it on and the whole place blows up.
I've been slowly weeding out the less obedient of my group. I'll put it in a box, tell them not to open it, and the penalty of a close shave, and we should be all right.
Just do me a favor. Slap a big red button on it, too. Tell them not to push it.
Why don't we just make one of them try it on?
But I just tried it on. Nothing might not happen, but...
They're kind.
Say we never find out what it does. What's our next step then? We have no use for it, right?
Can we sell it?
Well, we don't now that we don't know what it does. We might if we figure it out.
I think the only way we'll figure it out is if we get help, and I don't want to involve anyone else in this.
The only individual who seems to know of this artifact or has told us about this artifact is Valerius. So I'd be interested in what he is willing to trade for the artifact.
I would bargain a guess that he's not the only one. It was hidden in a very protected spot.
I assume the Tremere would know as well, but the Tremere are close allies with Valerius.
I remember we had a conversation with a Tremere, and he did say he knew what it could be used for, but he didn't disclose.
Right. I mean, taking Tremere is the same thing as taking it to one of Valerius's men, essentially.
Yeah.
The only reason they're in the city is because of him.
Tremere might be worse.
That is a shame
trust
that
them.
Valerius has allied himself with the Tremere. Everyone knows they are usurpers.
I mean, we all know that he's probably just going to give this to the Tremere, right?
Well,
I don't know. I say we just ask him. I say we go to him and say we've acquired the thing. It's not safe to bring it here at this moment, but we'll ask him what the next step is, right? Put it in his court. And then depending on how he answers, we'll decide how we respond.
That sounds logical.
Because if we show up with the item, like Alistair said, there's not a lot stopping him from just taking it from us. And I mean, he could still do that later, but...
I'm glad you came around on that. We don't have to take it. We don't just have to give it to him right away. We're different from when we first met him, and we've been through a lot.
All right. How much time do we have this evening? Will we have time to talk to him, or is this something we have to do the next night?
You've got just about enough time to go and talk to him.
Okay. I'll say we get a move on and have a chat with him now.
I drop it on the ground and just start walking. Like I've forgotten about it.
We'll take it with us. We'll leave it in the carriage. I still have until we decide we need to, because that way if we decide he wants it right away and push comes to shove, we could just run out and get it. Otherwise he doesn't know where it is, so it'll be fine for the few minutes it takes us to have a discussion.
And we can leave a person or two to guard the item outside.
Well, I have Destin. I have my heavy-handed with me. They'll look over it.
A young man and I can stay out and protect it.
Valerius didn't like me the last time we met, so push comes to shove.
I'm just not sure it's a good idea to leave young man inside, and I don't want
I'm
to
just
leave him
saying,
inside.
not everybody showing up could be shady, especially if we don't show up with the breastplate.
He'd probably prefer if you don't show up with me. Personal
Well,
preference.
I mean, if you want to volunteer, Thurston, I trust you to guard the item. Valerius does seem a bit disrespectful to your clan.
But, like Alistair said, we've changed a lot. Been through a lot. Gesture to my clothes. I've changed a lot.
Right, you have changed clothes. It's up to you.
Like I said, I don't think I'm comfortable bringing young man in. I don't think we should be introducing someone else to Valerius. And I'm
Oh, that
also
is a
not
good
comfortable leaving
point.
him alone. So I can stay out in the carriage with young man.
Young man is currently biting the inside of his cheek and blowing blood bubbles from his mouth.
Stop that.
That's a really cool thing. Teach me that.
Perhaps
Oh,
we might have enough time to drop young man off for the night before going to Valeria.
We could do that.
all right. Let's drop him off on the way. So the plan is to drop off young man. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry.
I was just gonna recap for myself / you, but I think you probably know what's going on better than I do. Take it away.
The coterie head into the carriage and head across the city to the outskirts under Eveline's direction. It stops outside a quaint Victorian manor. She escorts young man out, and they walk hand in hand, no, arm in arm, up the long path and are greeted at the door by the butler. Miss Eveline and young man, please come in. Miss Eveline, could you spare a few moments to talk with the master of the house, please?
Yes, let me bid young man good night, and I'll be right in.
As you wish. And he'll go and stand in the doorway.
Before you do that, should we make sure young man remembers what we want him to remember?
I had another technique I was going to use for that.
By all means.
It's only kind of supernatural, though.
Superman kiss.
Much. Once we're alone, I give him a long, deep kiss and whisper in his ear, "You'll keep my secrets, right?"
Was this kiss with tongue?
Yes.
Yeah, you get a plus
Also,
one.
I have a specialty in seduction.
Do charisma and subterfuge with a plus one.
+1 or +2, because my specialty is seduction.
Although
you're
the
saying
plus one for your
substu-
speciality.
Oh, okay.
Not
I
really
thought you were giving me the
plus
+1
tongue.
for that. I wanted +2. Doubt my kiss.
Of course, but please as well. Forget mine. And he's going to cast Mesmerize on you.
Oh God. There's no way to win. Is that something I need to roll against?
Mesmerize is intelligence and resolve.
We went over this. You can avert your gaze. There was a roll for that. Aldrich and I discussed that one time.
I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to avert her gaze when she's playing tonsil hockey with him.
Yeah. And I don't think
Kiss with your eyes open? Weird.
I already
Sometimes.
finished the kiss. This is gonna be fun.
I think we'll go with your clan compulsion, which I have not got written down, but is on your character sheet.
Oh, it was
I
something
think I
about
put it
music.
under
We got it in here somewhere.
either Chronicle and the Clan Bane.
Found it. Sustained dissonance. The siren's curse means that a song is constantly playing in their mind over and over. Normally, the kindred is able to suppress this and live their unlife as normal. However, when their beast takes over, all the afflicted can hear is the song playing. While under the influence of their beast, the kindred will have to perform to sing this song as loudly and as well as they can. The kindred will be looking for any chance they can to perform. Damn it, we just came from the theater. And sing the song as loudly as they can to get it out of their mind. Any action that is not towards that end suffers a 2 dice penalty, but will also incur a +1 modifier to any performance rolls. This compulsion ends when the siren has finally been able to sing.
Of course, you are compelled to keep young man's secrets as well.
Yeah, so what all would that entail? Like,
He
would I
spoke,
know it and
did
just
anything.
be compelled to not say anything, or would I not remember it?
You would be compelled not to reveal any details that were out of character for young boy, i.e.
Okay.
that he sung.
More than her saw what he did, right?
The butler clears his throat. Ms., if I may, please.
Oh, yes, let's make this quick.
The butler will escort you into the living room that you usually are received in, with the elder gentleman
I'm humming.
standing. Miss Eveline! Excellent, and young man, I understand, is with you as well. Excellent. Was everything to plan?
Yes, he did quite well. Sorry, I have the most excruciating headache. Have you ever given him, like, an instrument to play?
Never. No. He's never shown such affinity before. But recent
Since
revelations...
he likes my singing so much.
Perhaps I shall consider it, but I have pressing news for you. Recent revelations this night have surfaced in my own mind. It's as if his very absence of presence has allowed it to happen. But even now, as we speak, the memories are fading. I remember young man just appearing on my doorstep one night, with a note. I remember not the details.
Like a baby in a basket?
Yes, but he was no baby, of course. He's always been young man.
This was
Seemed-
after his embrace?
It must have been, because I remember that night I was forced to drink of his own blood.
Can I tell whether or not this dude's kindred?
But the one that's talking to you now is...
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've got any specific powers for that, but he seems genuinely embraced.
Okay. Good enough for now.
This also means that I was not the one that embraced him, which, previous to tonight, I thought I was.
Does that change things?
You know, it should. But I feel now it shouldn't have to. But I believe I owe you money. Please forgive me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes, I almost forgot.
£25, I believe we agreed. A princely sum.
I actually can't remember what we agreed. I think so.
And he will reach for his leather wallet and pass you over £25.
Just curtsy.
Please, Miss
While
Eveline,
still humming.
don't feel as if you have been pushed away. Please do come back.
He intrigues me. I think I will.
I would hate for him to regress when so much progress has been made.
Agreed. I would like to see him continue to improve.
We have only his...
In the meantime, get him an instrument or something else that makes music.
I shall acquiesce to your request and see what we may be able to produce for him.
I think that would do him good.
Good
Now, if you
evening,
must
miss.
excuse me, my head is killing me.
Of course. Good evening.
I practically sing good evening as I walk out the door.
It's not going to count, but yeah.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just still in my head.
And you head out down the long drive and into the carriage. The carriage immediately heads off in the direction of the London docks, rather swiftly, for morning does approach, and you wish to meet with Valerius. Is there anything you wish to discuss en route?
I'm still humming.
Guys, why did Thurston run off down the street screaming?
Did he look in a mirror?
Never mind, he's back.
Right, Alistair, seeing things once again. He's been under my feet this whole time, being a stool.
I guess it was wishful thinking.
Depending on what he says, Valerius, that is, what's our goal as a coterie here? What are we looking for out of this? Are we open to being allies with Valerius, or?
I'm open, I just want an out.
Yes, it's a precarious situation because currently in London, Mithras is the strongest influencing power. He allows the Camarilla to operate, but because of his presence, that does weaken the authority of the Camarilla. If Valerius gains enough power to overthrow Mithras, then the Camarilla may end up being the most powerful faction in London. On the other hand, as long as Valerius fails to overthrow Mithras, then any machinations he has could potentially disrupt the current Mithras-friendly Camarilla.
Perhaps a good scenario for us then is if we can exchange this for more immediate favor rather than a long-term alliance, right? We give him this and we get something concrete in exchange, rather than we've done this for you, let's keep working together. That way we have the potential to keep helping him if we decide he might be a tool to be used against Mithras. Or, if he's clearly the losing side, we're not officially tied to him in any ways that might get us killed. My personal goal would be perhaps to convince him to go against this other cult, right? I still think they're the ones that are the reason why Endymion's not feeling well. And they are a Mithras cult, right?
It would
Exactly.
be advantageous if we could point Valerius and the Mithraean cults after these demonic cults.
I'm just saying that's a big if. So if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. But
Right.
if shit
Alright,
goes
so
sideways, don't act surprised.
Of course. Now, if shit does go sideways, as you say, are we in the mindset to use force to get out of it, or to simply do what we've been doing and agreeing with what he says to ensure our survival?
I think if we're forced to make a choice, we should probably side with Endymion first, the Mithraeans second. Yes.
I mean, if things go sideways with Valerius in this meeting right now, say he wants to give us nothing in return except our subjugation, and he has more tasks for us, more demands of us, do we use force to insert our will, or do we just agree with him and hopefully get out of it later?
If he attempts to forcefully subjugate us, we have to defend ourselves.
Because up until now, like Alistair said, we're a lot stronger now, but up until now, essentially anything he asked us to do, we just did it because he's that much stronger than us. Still probably is, but
Do we
I'm
have
not good at reading these things.
do we have a plan of how we get out instead of just trying to figure it out once we're in there? Like,
That's what we're figuring out now, right? I mean,
what's our easiest course of action, I guess? Because what if he tries to mass compel us all?
right. I think our easiest is just to tell him what he wants to hear and agree, and then figure out a way out of it later.
Sounds like a solid course of action.
All right. Evelyn, are you all right?
Just a bit of a headache.
Right, you seem to be like happily humming. Is it because you snogged young boy? Now you're just on cloud nine?
Oh, that would be improper. Don't be foolish.
All right, I'm just an observation, and there it is again. All right. To Valerius.
Just want everyone to know that Aldrich is getting an XP point for use of the word snog. The coterie arrive at London docks, the sounds of water crashing against the wharf walls and seagulls cawing, and the docks at work fill the air as they walk over to the shack that hides the way down to Valerius's haven. They proceed deep inside and head straight down the metal ladder into the tunnel, and down the way into Valerius's haven, finding him sat at his workbench, wearing a Roman toga. He doesn't look up, and simply says, "Something wicked this way comes."
That's really good. Write that down.
Right. It has been a while, Valerius, but we are here with good news. We are here on business.
It has been a long time since last we spoke. I take it from your presence here you have actually succeeded at the impossible task.
You would suppose correctly.
Excellent. Excellent. You see, I still hold influence within our society. I am not destroyed.
Nor will you be. As long as we're around. Now, what is the transaction that happens here? Never... Well, because it was an impossible task, I guess neither of us really thought to work out the details on what the exchange would be.
You think me so short-sighted, sir. Have you brought the item with you?
We have it available.
Where?
Available. You can have it tonight if you like it, but it's not on our person.
I approach Eveline and get on my tippy toes in her ear, and I go, shh.
My plan with the armor is of no concern of yours or anyone else's but my own. But if you present me with the armor, you will prove yourselves worthy of my alliance. I shall regain power soon enough, and when I do, I shall remember those who are on my right hand. For the immediate future, I can repay you a small boon, if there is something I may do for you this night.
Would it be within the realm of this boon to, perhaps pay a visit to a local cult that has been giving us quite a bit of trouble?
Cult.
Perhaps. I thought you might seek more information, though. You are the ones charged with investigating Amaranth around the city, are you not?
We are. Are you saying you have an answer to who this culprit is? If that is the case, I would gladly take that boon instead.
I fear I am not the one committing the Amaranth myself. It would grant me nothing to do so except draw attention to myself and bring Mithras's clenched fist upon me, which is not something I wish. For now. However, what I can do for you is the next time there is a site to investigate, I shall send someone there on my behalf to inspect it for me and bring me information I may be able to glean something. It may prove useful to you. I shall send word for you then to meet me here with any information I have for you. Does that sound agreeable?
I'll look to the rest.
Gray would not.
Sounds like a wonderful proposition.
This night keeps
I
getting.
don't know about wonderful, but okay.
All right. That resounding vote of confidence. I believe we have a deal, Valerius.
Excellent. I believe I will
First,
be able to
then,
provide you
would
with...
you be kind enough to retrieve the item in question?
But of course.
I
And
believe
while
I will
he's
be-
gone,
Oh God, yes.
I then break into a song like this is a musical.
Yeah, go on then. Charisma and performance. And you get +2 modifier total, I think.
Yeah, that would be +2. Yeah. Oh.
Sticking with it.
Yes, because it's the end of the night. And it's more
Very well.
entertaining that way.
Eveline bursts into song. Everyone is enraptured by it, and actually gets a few rounds of applause, even from Valerius. However, The admiration from the crowd stirs the beast inside of her once more. Eveline can no longer use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2 dice penalty to all of her pools. This compulsion will end when she has won and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion.
We need to get her away from Valerius immediately. Yeah, while she's saying, Aldrich could have been very tense, preparing to mist form the fuck out of there. But then seeing Valerius liked it, he would enthusiastically applaud afterwards as well. Right, thank you for that. While we wait for Thurston.
The best singer in London, of course.
It is most appropriate you bring entertainment with you. I shall have need of such in my court.
Shortly thereafter, Thurston will come back in, lowering the breastplate into his away from his chest as if he was trying it on as he went to go get it.
And Valerius will do that. Scurrying out from the shadows is Valerius's ghoul. You recognize him as the man that you thought died in your carriage, but seems perfectly fine and healthy, and walks over to Thurston and takes the chest piece. He never gives it to Valerius himself to hold, merely allows Valerius to inspect it over. He runs his eyes over all of it. Yes! This is exactly what I needed. Shush. Listen. Kindred that forged this poured his very heart's blood into this piece. An effective ritual to help protect one's heart from danger. If you listen clearly, can you hear it? That is the sound of a kindred's pulse. Nothing. Sweet nothing. And with this I can enact my plan. Just says to the ghoul, go and put it in the pile of other mystical, stupidly dangerous artifacts I have. Is there any other business?
Everyone around here collect those things.
No, I think that concludes. I look forward to receiving your aid in the near future.
I look forward to helping you with yours, and a long, prosperous future together, with you at my side.
I hope so. Aldrich will bow deeply, take his leave.
Can I have my own room?
You,
Oh,
sir,
sorry. I'll bow.
can have your own district of London.
Oh, God.
I believe I shall give you the fish markets.
I don't like fish. Not like
Are you
that.
saying you are
No.
not a fish milk?
What's that? Oh my God, is that what they call the annoying ones? Just like pot meat
I don't
kettle.
think anyone's going to beat that. That's fine. Is there anything you wish to
Thurston,
discuss? Sorry.
Thurston, you like fish, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
I suppose that was a dish that someone of your standing enjoyed in their life.
I mean, yes, I enjoy some meals made from fish, but fish market is very different from that.
Smelly.
It's all the negative aspects that come with it.
But that's true.
Also, like fish poop and guts.
Smelly.
Perhaps someone could open up a business right in the fish market and sell the highest quality fish.
Why would we be interested in that?
Yes, I suppose maybe that wouldn't be our style of business opportunity.
Plus, what would we do with something like a pound of whitefish?
A pound's not a lot. We would need a couple pounds to feed the 6 of us. 5?
You could
We don't-
use the whitefish to feed your herd.
Feed it to Durston. I bet it's a
Oh,
great
yes.
ingredient in dog food.
I'm sure Durston would love fish. So would Aldrich's men. They could have a healthy fish diet.
Aldrich and the carriage are gone.
Before we got in the carriage. I'm
This
going
is
to
gonna be
assume we
about
had this
trout.
whole conversation outside. Because Eveline would have said, "That's okay, I'll get my own carriage."
Why? You know what? Your
Always
business is
need
your
to
own.
Go into your carriage.
That's true. You missing young man already. If you wanted to, I could drop you off there. It's not a big deal.
I can get my own carriage and go where I please.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. If you want us to wait with you for your carriage to arrive.
I don't need you to wait with me.
Okay, let's go. I got something fun to do.
All right, do be cautious. Yeah, as soon as we get in the carriage, she's up to something, right?
Just playing through my compulsion.
Yeah, I know. We don't know that.
I mean, other than the excessive singing, everything seemed normal.
No, that's normal. We all have our thing when we get hungry or when the
Right, right.
You know.
I'm just saying, usually the singing's at 100%. Tonight it went up to about 110.
I
That's
think that
usually
young
what
man did a
happens.
number on her.
I hear they do.
All right, that went fine, I suppose. We didn't get exactly what we wanted, but we did not get harmed. We came out with something, at least, right?
Indeed,
And I
I think it
think
was
it's
a good
insulting.
trade.
And who knows, this might lead to us actually getting to the bottom of this diablerie business. Let's go home. Oh, yes?
I'm suspicious of that. The best way for somebody to not get caught for doing diablerie is to feign blame.
True.
I didn't feel good checking while I was in there. He could see me when I was sneaking up on him last time, so who knows if he could know if I'm doing that, but we need to check somehow.
Fortunately, we might just have to go through the rest of the list, and then if we haven't found anything, process of elimination, I don't think we're going to squeeze any truth out of Valerius. But he also seems arrogant enough and to not really need to hide it. He had some points of why he wouldn't do it.
I don't know why it wouldn't. It really doesn't do anything. I mean, look. I gestured to Thurston and the inspector.
It's a young man's game. He might be past the point of needing to diablerize kindred in the street. Alright, so let's hope Endemion's feeling better. That might be next on our list until something pops up. So I'm not
Actually,
sure
we
how
could find out. Endemion, are you feeling better? Well, he's dead. I guess we can go do something else.
Alright. Back to the Whitechapel house.
I should have asked Evelyn if she had any suggestions for a housewarming gift. Maybe that would work.
How are we telling Valerius about the cult?
Well, perhaps we track down Evelyn's invitation to Mithraean cults. I think we can be more honest with them because the Mithraeans would not take kindly to demon worshippers masquerading as Mithraean.
It's a good point. Though, I think they know about our demonic involvement, so having someone else involved could expose us. We'll have to be careful. Ideally, they'll just come in and completely wipe them all out, but they seem like the type to interrogate.
Yes,
Perhaps, but we aren't masquerading as them. That's at least something.
Right. Alright.
Alistair, you said you had something you wanted to do.
No, I was... No.
Okay. Lovely.
I was mocking her, basically. She didn't need...
Just wanted to make sure. You will head back to the Whitechapel house, or your respective havens, and settle in for the day. During the course of the week within the Whitechapel house, deep within its rooms, and despite the numerous cracks and fading away of various once vivid colours, Aldrich is dedicated to his craft. Upon his mortician slab tonight is the torpid body of Anezka. Aldrich and one of his less squeamish gang members prepare to experiment upon the body. The gang member asks Aldrich a small, innocent question of him. So, boss, this is the girl what was such a pain in the arse recently, right?
Right.
She looks pissed off, even dead. And you want me to pull this bit of wood out of her chest and then stick me arm in her mouth?
So I don't know if that would actually work. But yes, sure.
Well, you're the boss. And he yanks the wooden stake out and places his forearm in her maw, catching a piece of his flesh on her long fang, and begins to bleed into her mouth. Anezka's jaw clamps down on the piece of flesh the moment the wooden stake is ripped from her ribcage and heart, and the sound of soft blood being greedily consumed fills the small, dank lair. Anezka sits up, eyes blazing with anger, and looks directly at Aldrich. I see everything went exactly to plan, Master. For someone whose nickname is Inspector Obvious, he does seem to miss all the clues that are right in front of him.
There's no need to slander the good man. The Inspector is... I still consider him a friend of mine. But I do not... Not everyone is built for the more management type positions, like I am. I am a natural leader. Inspector's very good at what he does, but... having someone like you seemed a bit out of his skill set, right? He was just going to get himself and you hurt.
Well, he's certainly something, all right. But I'm glad I have someone who is far more capable. at this point.
Right. Now, have you given thought into what you would like your new lease on life to be? Appearance-wise, at least. We can have the boys craft up some things as far as the papers, but right now it's time to figure out your new look. You, Aneska, Mr. Gray's wife, and living mortal or no more. You're something else now, and it's time to be something else completely.
We think we can start with long, straight, jet black hair to go with my new pale complexion. I've always wanted to be
Right.
taller.
Can do that as well.
It should help give me longer reach, and as for that, we can discuss further as time progresses and new needs arise.
Alright, we will worry about the cosmetic for now, and maybe get more utilitarian as we go.
Perhaps, are you able to change how I talk?
Simple changes to your voice box, tongue, yes?
Wonderful. I do like the idea of just staying underneath his nose and him never knowing that I'm there.
Right. But, Aneska, you are with someone who I tend to rule with a rather firm hand. I won't be tolerating any trouble between you and him. I did not do this to be against Inspector Gray. I have no ill will for Inspector Gray. I did this, frankly, for myself, and so you would not go to waste.
Of course, Master, and you deserve only the best things in unlife, which includes me.
We will get there. Now, please be still. I am told this is quite painful. I will begin making the alterations.
I'm going to let you do that for free, because there's no dramatic consequences I can include in this. And you will work away through some of the night, various other nights, improving Aneska and reimagining her in an agreed-upon image. Later in the week, within the house, the coterie awaken and gather together within the meeting room, each taking their respective seats. As usual, Eveline glides in later than everyone else and places herself gently in her own seat as the coterie proceed to discuss their plans for the evening and their recent findings.
First talk.
Anybody hear from Endymion?
Surprisingly, no.
I haven't heard a thing, no.
Miss Harsh, you're muted.
Endymion?
Dimmy, baby, are you feeling okay?
Can I have a puppy?
And then you just hear a knock at the door, which doesn't come through thanks to RTX voice. It is opened a few moments later, and the figure of Sarah Lynn is standing in the doorway. Pardon my intrusion, miss and sirs, but there's someone at the door to speak with you all?
Did they say who they were?
Well, he gave me the name Mr. Smith and said you have a mutual friend.
Of course. Let them in. Lead them in here.
Of course, of course. And Sarah Lynn returns a few moments later with a man wearing a felt deerstalker hat, a half cloak over his shoulders, and a half-length felt jacket. Sirs, lady. This is, interesting night together, is it not? I believe we have something of a mutual acquaintance of one another. One that has fell silent recently.
Go on.
Continue.
Speak plainly.
I am in the service of our Lord Endymion, as I understand it, as are you. Before he fell silent, he spoke of another presence, a rival that has been roused to action in the city. We have a name of the heretic and a plan. As our brothers and sisters, Endymion made request that you assist us before he fell silent.
You
We
were able
trust
to
this
pertain.
person?
You were able to pertain all of that information using just yes and no questions.
Endymion is able to speak directly if you are able to read the signs.
MC says we exaggerate.
That's what it is. I can't read.
But I trust I can count on your assistance tonight to liberate our Lord.
What do we got to do?
Have we ever seen this person before?
No, never.
You
How
say
do
we.
know-
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
How do we know your intentions are pure?
How do I know that your intentions are pure? We must simply trust that Endymion provides.
Shiv, can one, because I can figure out what this dude is, maybe, but also because it tells me if they have ill intent. Can I cast Sense the Beast on this person?
Of course, of course. So resolve animalism, please. You have no idea what precisely this person is. You know that he is mortal. He does not seem to be holding any ill intent towards you or your coterie, though.
Well, to get things out of the way, I'll take the answer is no. But this man doesn't seem to have any ill intentions towards us from what I was able to grasp.
When Thurston says that, I know damn well that he can't grasp anything like that, so I'll cast Scry the Soul. That can.
Show me Scry the Soul.
And I'll specifically be looking for if they're under any magic or like spell. Like what I'm looking for is to make sure that they're not of the other demon coming disguised.
I'm going to let you have that for free, I think. because you're not going to like the answer.
Still got to do rouse check.
Okay. As far as you can see, he is mortal. There is something you do not recognize within him. You are unable to discern precisely the nature of this, but you've probably got enough experience to realize this is some demonic influence, but you will not be able to grab the identity specifically of the demon.
Emotional state, like, does he seem calm?
Yeah, he's calm. He doesn't seem nervous, angry, lying, anything like that. He is calm. Which, by the way, I think would be quite strange considering he's in a pit of vampires.
Right. I'll stay quiet.
So I trust I have your assistance tonight.
Well, it is mutually beneficial, as far as I can tell.
Excellent.
You mentioned a we. Who is the we? Who are you with?
Your brothers and sisters, other followers of Endymion. Perhaps
Yes,
you would allow.
other-
Of course. Endymion has many followers.
Well, how can we help?
Our plan is twofold, with your involvement. The faithful, such as myself and others, will act as vanguard, attacking the cult head-on. Endymion wants your role to be far more clandestine in nature. While the faithful engage the blasphemers directly, you are to gain entry into his sanctum and destroy the idol that binds a part of the heretic's essence there.
Sounds quite like a bit of fun, actually.
You should still expect some resistance. Rumor be that there are at least 2 giant man-wolf creatures in the heretic's guard. We expect to do battle with at least one of them ourselves, but Belial is paranoid, and will no doubt keep one behind the front lines as a shock troop. You will mostly encounter other men and women, but there are bound to be those who are more loyal, that are also behind the front lines, which may give you pause. You can fight your way through, sneak your way through. It matters not how you do it. The outcome will justify your means. Though if you are seen, you should be prepared for violence.
Very
All
well.
right.
And where are we to go? What is the location?
The attack will commence tonight, and a carriage will arrive soon and take you to your location. It is best you do not use your own transport in case you are seen.
Sorry, Eveline, you can't take your own carrots this time.
Why would I do that?
All right. I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances, but I'm glad we have met. What is your actual name? I don't trust him.
Pad.
Tag keyboard. Okay.
Mr. Towel. Fuck, that's worse.
I kick him out.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, we've shown that we have the ability to be quite incognito, right? Besides Miss Evelyn, of course, it means we might have to prepare to fight those creatures. Do we know much about them? Right, so someone has to know about them. Maybe we could swing by Elysium and ask how to kill them. Everything has a weakness, right? Use fire on us, use iron on a fairy, we've been told.
Pardon me, how do we kill a demon? Oh, no reason. No reason. I don't
No,
think
not
it's a good idea.
demon. Oh, a werewolf.
Oh, werewolf. Okay.
Werewolves are weak against silver, are they not?
I 0 dots in occult and I have no clue.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what all the folklore says.
Shiv, would there be anything I could roll to know if I know anything?
Insight and occult. Insight and occult. Intelligence.
I was. I can't do this.
That's not true. That's not true. Intelligence and occult. Insight.
I should probably
Okay.
roll. And let me blood search just in case.
I mean, what's your
I'm not-
occult level, Inspector Grey?
1.
Oh yeah, you're gonna roll. Thurston, what's your occult level?
Yeah.
0.
Oh,
So what
Yeah,
exactly
you're
are we rolling for?
knowledge of werewolves, I guess.
Can I roll?
What's your occult?
3.
You will know that werewolves are vulnerable to silver. You don't
Okay.
need no roll, honey.
Evelyn's are most occult savvy.
This
Inspector Grey, you are also aware that werewolves are vulnerable to silver.
I think they're invincible.
I guess that's a real thing then. I did not know. I might be able to hold my own against one, I think, in my
I don't
other form.
look. I'll say it. That was stupid of you to say before, and it's still stupid. You know. I mean, you would look cooler dying to one now.
No, I could do it. The strongest person
Just
I
gonna
know.
go cast a big shadow of doubt over here by myself.
Do we have any way of acquiring silver, I guess? Silver weapon of some sort? On short notice?
some sort of shop that we went to.
There is that shop that
case
sells strange things. You could try there.
Your conversation is interrupted by the knock at the door.
When did we get so popular? Not that I'm complaining.
Since our house stopped eating people who knocked. Now everyone's knocking. I will go see who this is.
Aldrich makes his way down the stairs that crack, and they never used to under his weight, looking at the various pieces of paint falling off, and makes his way to the front door, having to balance it on hinges that are nearly falling out of the doorway. Good evening, sir. I am here to take you to your destination for the night.
That was fast. Alright, that's that. Everyone, our ride is here.
Already?
Yes, grab what you need. We're off.
I come bolting past you, running. I call dibs on the seat.
I know
Down
it
the
won't
stairs
help
like
us
walkies.
as we get into the carriage. I know it won't help us for tonight, but I could craft us some silver knives, provided I could get the silver.
Well,
Make silver scissors? Silver scissors is hard to say.
Silver scissors.
Well, I suppose I could make 2 silver knives and you could pin them together.
That's essentially what scissors are.
Alright, well, I suppose the plan is to avoid confrontation if possible, and when it inevitably happens,
Very much so.
right? Like some of the gang wars I've been in. With opponents like this, though, it's good to remember. Might be good that we all try to. If we can get them separate, that would be even better. But I like the odds being on our side. Destroying our enemies one at a time. We'll see.
The coterie leave their haven and head towards the awaiting all-black carriage. 2 white horses stand patiently in the carriage's embrace, ready to take the coach to its destination with the coterie within. They each board the carriage and take a seat inside the comfortable but empty car, noticing the silver inlay trim and silk lining inside. The driver knocks from his seat and slides open the slat to talk directly to the coterie. Good evening, lady and gentlemen. Are you prepared to go straight to your destination? We have not time to dilly-dally.
Very well, let us proceed.
As you wish, good sir. The coterie feel the pull of the powerful stallions. Wild stallions rule! As the carriage proceeds forward with a jolt. As the carriage travels, the coterie instantly notice the ride is far smoother than anything they've experienced before, and travels faster than even Aldrich's personal carriage. Is there anything you wish to discuss en route? The carriage goes through the city, the buildings passing by swiftly and becoming fewer and far between, as the carriage seems to be heading out swiftly of the main city and into the small piece of relatively undeveloped land outside the city proper. The carriage comes to a halt, and the driver dismounts from his raised seat and opens the door for the coterie. They step out of the carriage and into a small copse with an overhanging rock area, beneath the plateau of which is a door, with a small amount of foliage desperately trying to hide it. We have arrived at the destination. I shall await your return here, until the morning arrives at least. We believe this to be an escape route for their congregation of blasphemers. It will serve as your route in and out. From what we understand, you have only one direction to go. Forwards. A shame, as I'm sure you are excellent map readers. Get in, destroy the reliquary, and get out.
Alright, sounds simple enough. Will you be waiting for us on our escape, or are we on our own there?
I shall be able to bring you back to the city. If things become hazardous here, I will simply take a route around and continue to return until I see you.
Very well.
Aldrich, shall we try to go in quietly and unseen, or should we just go in?
I think we should avoid what we can until we succeed in destroying this idol. Eveline, if you're alright with that. We will have the distraction of the rest of the fodder working for us. As well as we have other methods. You can throw your voice. I still have bugs.
Did you re-up on the bugs?
Always.
I will use unseen.
Rouse check for me, please.
I will as well.
Rouse check for me as well,
Yeah,
please.
same. Yeah.
Rouse
No one
check.
look at each other.
I will not.
Everybody rouse check.
It's only because you can't.
Yeah.
I clicked it, didn't I? There.
There you go. Gain a hunger, Inspector Gray. As you will, Vitae, around various parts of your body, obscuring yourself from people's vision and making them no longer be able to perceive you as a physical object.
I'll take off my shoes so I walk without clicking.
Yeah, but because you're Eveline, you're still going to be like... Heading in?
Eveline, we will be following you.
I will head up to the door.
And we'll take a break here. Perhaps our last one ever with this coterie. We shall be right back.
God.
Advance towards and into the unknown. Is there anything you wish to discuss before your first encounter?
Anyone see anything?
No.
Oh,
I
that's
shake
the
my
point.
I shake my head no because I don't want to break my invisibility.
The coterie follow the
Sure.
tunnel. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I throw a ping pong ball in one of the red solo cups outside before we walk in. Because that's what they look like. Look at the bottom of the bottom picture on the last scene.
Oh,
There's 6 red solo cups.
They're candles, but yeah, I could totally see it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Cannot unsee.
We're playing beer pong now.
So that's what...
The coterie follow the tunnel along to the natural end and find a heavy iron door blocking their path. Aldrich pushes Thurston forward to open it, and he steps forward, shakes his head, and proceeds to pull open the door, revealing a large, open room. Simple beige paint coats the walls, and the floor is made of simple coated wood. Across the other side of the room is a simple wooden door awaiting them. Heading inside.
So basically, this door looked like it just opened itself.
Heading in.
I wait a second to see if anyone says anything. And then I head in.
Coterie proceed in, and as they each step forward, they are overwhelmed by voices as one begins to speak over the cacophony of. Fuck it, just listen.
It's a good lead.
And I want you all to make a Fury Frenzy check at difficulty 3, please.
You're
Can
gonna
I
have
have
to repeat
advantage
that.
because I'm Malk? This is just me.
They're not singing enough for me.
Fury Frenzy
I'm sorry,
check.
I really
difficulty
didn't
3.
hear.
What's the Fury? Just regular frenzy?
Yes.
Yeah. just a different name for it.
Oh, I did it. What was the? I left it at 1. The difficulty. Whoops.
Difficulty is 3. Where are you? There. But
I
you
got it
succeeded
through.
anyway.
3.
It is a little hard to hear you right now.
What?
Exactly.
I thought you might all get
Of
kicked
course.
out of it.
I'm the only one who.
Sounds about right. Inspector Obvious.
Trying to pick out and follow one voice. I can hear Noscavians. And this is the most distinct to try to follow, but
Noscavian is telling the story of how one of his friends once got drunk and killed another friend's dog.
I was gonna say I heard the dog mentioned a couple times.
Yeah, I've been
This is
thinking
all
about
of us
that.
telling a story. This is great.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember recording anything for Shiv, so this is from something.
This is from many different games, all just overlaid on each other.
I love it.
Everyone resists the effect of the frenzy, except for Inspector Grey, who gives in to his baser instincts. Health-based penalties, you can only use physical disciplines, and you may resist mental disciplines with a +3 modifier. You can spend willpower point to assume control of your character for a single turn. Otherwise, you are turning your ire onto the most guilty of your party.
Who do I think is
Guilty of what?
guilty?
I mean, technically you are the most guilty right now. You, because of your wife.
Can you see anyone but Evelyn?
That's true. I can only see Evelyn. I don't think she's guilty, but if it's the most guilty of one, there's only
No,
one
that's a good
option.
point. Yeah.
So I would
What'd
I
she
would
do?
charge in a fury. I would charge at Evelyn and grapple her, and I'm shouting, "I don't know what you're guilty of, but you're guilty of something."
Okay. Strength, brawl. Evelyn, dexterity, athletics.
Makes no sense.
Inspector Grey charges forth and successfully restrains Evelyn. Evelyn, you can struggle to get out if you so wish, as it is your turn. It would be a strength brawl roll.
So why would I can see him now, of course, at this point.
Yeah.
It's probably still a strength brawl roll, but I'm going to try to push him back.
Strength brawl.
Wait.
I guess
Yeah, no, that's right.
Brings us to Inspector Grey. And you can do pretty much any... You can do any offensive action you so wish.
Oh, I thought it was okay. I'm
No, you are right.
frenzying.
It's yeah, but if I make that a messy critical, it's going to get really complicated. So just go on. Increase your hunger by 1
Okay.
day, Doug.
Me?
Yeah, for your messy.
Oh, okay. So it's not a hunger frenzy, right? It's just a regular frenzy.
Fury frenzy.
Okay, so then in that case, I guess I will attempt to handcuff her. I probably have got some sort of like irons or something, right?
Yeah, but we'll talk about that after the game. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
didn't
that's what
consent to
I'll,
this.
that's what I'll try to do, and I'll be saying, uh, I know you did something. I saw you.
What in the world has gotten into you?
You look at you. You're suspicious. You were singing earlier. You're doing something.
I'm always
This is all part
singing.
of a plot, a ploy.
So, is he grappling me at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're restrained. You're restrained with handcuffs. Sentences I hope I'm going to
But-
say every day, but never think I will.
So, but it's technically my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you have a problem with my singing, huh? And of course, I start to sing.
Okay.
Okay. Inspector Gray, dexterity.
Oh, and I need
athletics
rest.
to avoid.
Dexterity and athletics.
Yeah, to avoid, unless you want to attack.
Singing at you.
Eveline launches her cascade of sound at him. Inspector Gray is able to easily dodge out of the way of the incoming sound wave.
Aha, see, I knew it. You were responsible for this cacophony.
I'm gonna try to, assuming I could still be close enough to Eveline just to say to her. There's another door, correct?
Yeah. Just on the
Yeah,
other side.
I'm just gonna say to her, Roy, get the fuck out of here. We have to get out of this room. He's losing it. Oh yeah, you're grappled.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say that to you, as I'll break obfuscate to try to pull Inspector Gray off of Eveline.
Strength brawl versus Noscavian. Inspector Gray's strength brawl.
I wonder what Masquerade's strength and brawl stats are.
I have been pumping.
Jeez.
No, he's talking about yours, not your character.
Not as good as his charisma and performance.
That'll cost you $3.99 on OnlyFans, Nitro.
Tis high.
That is going to Aldrich as the aggressor, who successfully restrains Inspector Gray, clasping his firm hands around him and escorting him, I assume, to the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pull his grip off of Eveline so she can get out of this area, and then
I run
if
to
possible,
the door, but not through it.
Don't you see, Aldrich? Eveline, she's causing this cacophony. I think she betrayed us all.
All
It
right,
probably wasn't.
something's
Sound a hell of a lot better.
clearly going on. Eveline, you've got to go through. All of us have got to get out of here. Now I'm just gonna keep dragging him that way, but don't want to get him too close to Eveline.
I'll go through the door.
The red haze lingers in Inspector Gray's eyes, and as he is escorted through, the realization that he needs to walk onwards across the door to proceed overwhelms him. The door is opened, and they enter into a wide corridor and follow it for the length of the cobbled stone floor, running their fingers over the thin lime green paint as the footsteps echo through the tunnel. Anything you wish to discuss en route?
No, you keep him away from me.
Has my frenzy ended yet?
It
Or am I
has now
still
ended.
frenzied? It has now ended. When I take a moment to compose myself, and I shake my head, and I look up at Eveline, and I say, Eveline, I'm so sorry. I lost control of myself. Something about that room. Here, allow me to undo those cuffs. I'm ashamed and sorry that I lost my composure. And if she allows me, I'll undo the cuffs or irons or whatever.
Hesitantly. hold out to.
Oh, that's better.
Carrying on.
I will continue to apologize as I move forward.
The coterie come to the end of this tunnel, finding an open doorway. They approach it very cautiously and stay just behind it before they decide to enter, as Aldrich tells them he can hear heartbeats and breathing coming from the room ahead.
I will not be the first one through this door.
I'm still invisible. I'll go.
I can't see invisible Alistair going, and I'm still invisible. I'll go too.
Out of the darkness...
Aldrich. Oh, good. Is it? We have to like open the door. Aldrich will pull. Is it a push or pull?
It's a pull.
Okay, so he's gonna stay on the other side of it then, and just open it a crack to where he's on the other side of the door, knowing there's still some invisible people to investigate more stealthily.
So who is walking in at this point? Thurston, Alistair, and Aldrich's just gazing through the crack in the door? Through round the door. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going in yet.
Alistair and Thurston step out of the darkness and stumble into the light. And as they do so, they can see visages of 5 humans in front of them.
What are they doing?
I mean, they're just patrolling the area. You can tell instantly that, these are basically guards.
Oh, okay.
You said there's 5 of them?
Correct.
One for each of us.
Am I the only one in here?
No.
Oh, what do we do?
Kill them.
Just you and I. You're really bad at this.
Do you have any other ideas?
Well, Aldrich, I haven't heard anything from
Just
Alistair
wait. The
or
inspector will do something stupid.
Thurston, so the coast must be clear, and I will proceed forward into the room.
Right, it might be time for me and you to be as stealthy as our friends, if you can bear it.
Oh, I'm supposed to be stealthy again?
Right, I can hear people going about, and if there hasn't been a ruckus, that means the other 2 have managed to be stealthy so far.
Very well, I suppose I can do that as well, and I will attempt to reuse Unseen Passage.
Rouse check for me, please.
Same.
Both of you gain a hunger, please.
And I will proceed in.
You also
What
see...
does it look like right inside the door? Can I see from peeking through the other side?
You'll be able to ascertain that there's 5 people on there. It's a relatively plain and empty room. Against the back wall is a large mirror.
Is it a mirror that can see the door that I'm currently standing in?
It's in the field of view, yeah. There are 2
Is there anywhere for me to
candelabras
hide
either side of
behind?
it.
Is there anywhere for me to hide behind right inside the door? Um. Okay, so it's a big room with a mirror. Is there another door?
Just the one that you're in.
The one with the mirror. I would
tell you
like
what.
to.
Do wits and awareness for me.
Can I
Thurston,
do
you're in there as
intelligence and
well.
investigation?
No, it's going to have to be wits and awareness.
Okay.
Thurston, you're in the room as
Sorry,
well.
dude.
Wits and awareness for me, please, because I think your eyes would pick this up.
Should I do wits and awareness too?
Nope.
I mean,
There you go.
everyone's in there.
Thurston, who has an eye for art, is able to notice that upon the floor is a large engraving.
What? There's an engraving on the floor.
There's no what?
And
Just yell. Just yell.
there's an engraving on the floor.
Why are you yelling?
I'm not.
What kind?
Does it look familiar?
You're unable to discern exactly what it is in your current location. You would have to really see the span of it, or get close enough to the mirror, which you wouldn't be able to do without going really close to the mortals that are patrolling around the room.
I don't know. I have to get a closer look.
I would like to throw my voice to the opposite corner. I guess would still be by the mirror. Making it sound like a rat squeaking.
Okay.
And just not stop until they go investigate it. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Thank you for that demonstration of what a rat sounds like. Latin name
I
Rattus
mean, I
Rattus.
needed it. I had no idea.
Can
I guess I'll give you one guard that goes to investigate a rat, which is apparently suspicious in Victorian London for some strange reason now.
Good point.
It's not suspicious.
It's suspicious that the rat is actually saying squeak.
It's not suspicious. It's, oh shit, there's a rat. We need to kill it as quick as possible.
or maybe
Yeah.
Victorian
I like
London.
it.
Black
they don't
Plague?
We can
The
all
rat is
see
saying
this
squeak.
then, that there's this thing, but the guards are too close, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know we can't see them, so I'm trying to be like, what can I react to that Alger
can
can
I-
actually see?
Can I move up behind one of the guards?
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
I will move up behind one of the guards, and I will grapple him so that next turn.
Just grapple?
I mean, I can't feed
Well,
in the same. I mean, I'm going to try to feed. If you want me to do it all in one turn, I will. But if
because
not,
you haven't
I'll do
officially entered
just.
combat yet, so I'd be alright with you doing strength
Oh.
roll to grapple him at difficulty 1 because
Sure.
stealth, and then
I'll
doing
do
a
that.
feeding roll afterwards.
Alrighty.
So yeah, that's a successful grapple.
Okay.
And you restrain
and
him.
do the
I'm going to
feed.
assume that you put your hand over his mouth or something to try and quieten
Sure,
him down a
yeah.
bit, so as not to draw too much attention. And then do your feeding roll, please.
What's up with all the messy criticals tonight?
Inspector Gray.
That'll do it.
That will definitely do it. Inspector Gray, forces the mortal back into his grasp, extends his fangs and sinks them deep into the man's skin and flesh, tearing out parts of the neck and jugular, and feasting as the blood flows to his mouth and into his esophagus, draining him completely of life and blood, and discarding the body without a care. You may slake 5 hunger, but you gain 1 humanity stain.
Oof.
Alrighty.
And the other cultists in the area are going to be aware of your action, and the remaining 4 are going to charge at you as they see their compatriot thrown to the floor like an old Capri Sun.
While they're charging, I'm just gonna yell, snacks for everyone.
Why is he yelling?
Oh, no, I guess that wouldn't be period appropriate. It looks like there's hors d'oeuvres on the menu
Hors d'oeuvres.
tonight. Damn it. That's more period appropriate.
Oh god. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, there's
Aldrich
battle cry.
getting ready to do something, sees it's on now. It's just like, alright, here we are. And yeah, he's just gonna go to intercept the nearest one charging.
Okay. What would you like to do with it?
Swing my fist at them.
Strength, brawl.
Swing, better.
And all it can really do is try and dodge. Actually, no, let's make it a bit interesting. He's going to take a good punch back at you as well. It's going to go to
Get a
Aldrich.
willpower.
That's definitely going to go to Aldrich. Your fist +2.
2.
Aldrich clenches his fist and uses it to slap the man with his clenched fist across his jaw, separating the jaw from the man's body as he drops to the floor, dead, with blood leaking out. Next.
Seemed easy enough. I would like to start singing at whoever's closest.
And just as you inhale, out of habit more than anything, to let rip with your vocal talents, you hear the sound of a wet squelch and realize the man's jaw just hit the floor. That's the other man that Aldrich punched.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, I thought it already did it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going for him.
And all this dude can really do is try and dodge. Fuck off.
Really?
That's unexpected.
I'm gonna reroll. I got the dice to reroll.
Going crit fishing? You got a crit. So that's...
I know I didn't necessarily need to go crit fishing. I was just adding more die.
Eveline forces the vitae to her vocal cords and screams at one of the incoming cultists, blasting the flesh away from his bones as the skeletal remains flop to the floor. Next.
I'm going to inspect the emblem on the floor while still obfuscated.
Yeah, you can. You'll be able to do that. I don't think you need to roll for that either, because you'll either be able to get a wide enough field of view stepping back, or you'll be able to look at the reflection in the mirror, and you will see that this is the shape of Belial.
You more than a whisper, you just hear, Uh-oh.
Is
I'll
it?
look back. Are they still fighting?
There are 2 cultists left. Your turn and Thurston remains.
I really don't have the hunger I want to burn right now, so... Is there a book around or anything I can throw?
I'm afraid there isn't.
You're
There
going to
are
throw the
there.
book at him.
Welcome, Dano.
Already done that.
There
If you
are
want to stay,
candelabras
Maybe
either side of the mirror.
No, I'll stay obfuscated. It's my turn.
Thurston.
Well, Alistair, you were right about one thing.
I was right.
I mean, yeah, Inspector Gray did something before we had to.
Oh yeah, that's just kind of his thing now. Ever since he killed his wife, like, I don't know.
Anyway, I guess I'll go help them now. And I'll use my invisibility to get a drop on one of the 2 guards left.
Strength melee. Difficulty 1 because you're stealthed. +3 for your sword.
2. It's not a
Excellent.
very fancy sword.
Thurston walks behind one of the charging cultists, grabs him by the shoulder, and before he has enough time to react, sinks his blade deep through the ribcage, piercing the man's heart. He puts his foot on the man's back and pulls him off his blade as the man falls to the floor lifeless.
It's almost a little too easy to take out.
Yeah, I'm just sat here with this one last remaining cultist who's like,
Awkwardly standing in the middle of the room.
yeah, I
What's he
think
gonna
he's
do?
just going to
Ha, ha,
be basically frozen in terror, standing as the engraving of Belial is slowly filling with blood from the fallen bodies. Anyone like to put him out of his misery? Anyone at all?
I'll go up and I'll grapple and hold him, and then I'll just call out to the group. I'm sated. Is anyone else hungry? As I hold him.
Oh, I am. I'll break obfuscating, go up the feet.
Do your feeding roll for me, please, Alistair.
That's all I was waiting on. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right, 4.
How much would you like to extract? You can extract up to 3 and he'll need medical attention. He won't get a stain. Well, you get a stain, I think. Actually, no, you're not
well,
gonna get a
I'm
stain
not
if you
gonna
do
drain
that to this
him.
dude.
I'm not going to drain them. I'm not going to do 3 because it's a waste. I can only go down to 1 dot anyway, so I'll just do the normal 2.
Okay. Alistair extends his fangs, sinking them into the man's collarbone, extracting his precious blood, as the man seems to enjoy it, and then falls to his knees, weeping.
Thanks, princess. I kiss the inspector on the cheek and run back over.
So would anyone like to finish this man off?
I just wait for the inspector to snap his neck, probably.
No, I'll drop him. I care that much. Someone else.
I look around. Are you afraid?
Me?
And the man is too busy
Any of
just
you?
weeping.
Do I have to kill it? Really?
Oh, fine. I'll go up and feed on him. And hopefully drain him.
Feeding roll for me, please.
Call this kill him. You're not gonna take a stain.
You'll be able to take 3 hunger, which I will allow you to slake to 0 if so you so wish. As you are draining him, but he didn't have 5 dots of hunger left in him.
And 5 dots anyway.
Okay, you take a humanity stain. As you sink your fangs deep into the man's flesh, feeling his warm blood trickle down your esophagus and re-energizing you. You allow the corpse to fall to the floor. The coterie, having easily dispatched with the mortals, can finally assess the room, casting their gaze around, catching the engraving on the floor, realizing the large pattern is in the shape of Belial's symbol. Blood is slowly seeping into the carved-out shape from the bodies of the defeated men, and at the back of the room is the large mirror with 2 large floor candelabras either side of it. Is there anything you wish to discuss?
Any of you all feel weird in here?
Yeah, other than the dead bodies and the demonic symbol on the ground and the mysterious mirror. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, that was the symbol of Belial.
I can
Is
see
this
that
the
now.
icon we're supposed to destroy? Is there anything else in this room, or is this we could see like the whole area?
That's the whole area at the moment.
Okay.
I'd like to touch the mirror.
Oh, beat me to it.
Nothing happens. But if you wish, I can proceed forwards. As the coterie talk, the symbol etched onto the floor. Sorry?
There's something I'd actually start doing. Since there's nothing else in this room, and I believe this is the thing, I'm going to be like, right, this is probably the end of the road. We need to destroy something in here. That also means we should be expecting company soon. And I will begin turning into my horde form.
Browse check for me, please. Wonderful. And you know what to do for your horde?
Yep, I'm on it.
As the coterie talk, the symbol etched onto the floor has the mortal's blood spilling into it. Despite the relatively little blood flowing into the etching's channel, the blood runs around the entire shape, filling it perfectly. Blood stops flowing into the shape once it has become fully filled to the level of the rest of the floor, and the room is filled with the sound of stone grinding against stone, as the wall with the mirror slowly descends into the ground, revealing an extension to the room inside of which are 3 figures, 2 kneeling beside either of one standing in the center. Instantly after being revealed, the 2 men slowly stand and raise their hands at the coterie as white flames burst out of their palms in their direction. Oh shit. Slightly better.
Yeah, oh shit,
Dexterity
yeah.
athletics. Oh, I have got a reroll from Ken Daddy, which I'll make use of. Oh shit.
Ha
Thanks, Kendu.
So are we to
Willpower.
roll against those, or are those what they're rolling?
You have to do dexterity save.
Rouse.
Dexterous Alistair.
Is that just straight dex or athletics and dex?
Dex and athletics.
Okay.
Oh. I hit it.
Come on, Thurston.
There we go.
Oh, poor Thurston. You're able to get out of the way of at least one of the man's flames. However, all of you are caught by the second man's, igniting you, forcing you on fire. You first of all take... Yeah, I should probably put this in here. One ag damage each.
Ag damage.
It's fire.
You
Oh,
will
yeah.
also all need to cast for Terror Frenzy at difficulty 2, please.
Oh, damn.
Say difficulty 2.
Riker knew that because that's what he was typing. The number 2 over and over.
You are all able to resist succumbing to frenzy, even though you are all currently on fire. I believe it is your turn.
Is the fire persisting, or is it going to go out after that? Okay. I will.
When you say persisting, they're continuously coming from the hands?
No, you're just on fire permanently now.
Oh, okay. Stop, drop, and roll. Got it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would like to stop, drop, and roll.
I'm going to drop and roll, try to roll the flames out.
Suddenly we're all writhing on the floor. And not in the way she'd imagined.
Alistair's kind of party right now.
Still does it for me.
Do I need to do a roll, or...?
Dex.
Roll the
athletics. Actually, no, I can't really think of anything, so I'm just gonna make you all skip a turn and go straight into the second turn, which means it is Cultist's turn.
Can I, in this form, since I have extra limbs, would I be able to pat myself out with some of them while swinging with one of them? Or if not, could I think I'm going to release the bugs if I need to fully concentrate on firing myself.
I would let you do that, but I would have to split your pool in half because you're doing 2 actions at once.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Let's call it Dex Brawl, but half your dice, please.
It was going to be Dex Brawl? I
Yes.
will not be splitting that.
You want to just stop, drop, and roll as well, or?
Yeah, can I do that while opening the cavity to let the hive out? All right, I'll just stop, drop, and roll. I'll keep it simple.
Yeah. This little cultist is gonna wait for Thurston to stop dropping and rolling, and as soon as Thurston stands in front of him, the man will just try and strike him. Thurston, how would you like to respond?
Hey, ABD, always be dodging.
Okay. Dex, athletics.
Really?
If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a cultist.
I'll reroll.
Save your last week.
That ain't fair.
Fuck that car.
Ah.
Thurston attempts to move out of the way of the incoming fist. Unfortunately, it takes him far too much by surprise, and he is struck very lightly across his face, doing far more damage to his pride than his body, but still stings a bit, as you take 1 superficial damage.
He got bitch slapped.
This little cultist here is going to wait for Alistair to stopping, dropping, and rolling. And as Alistair gets to his feet in front of him, he's going to attempt to strike Alistair as well. How would you like to respond, Alistair?
I can only physically attack or dodge, right?
You can use... Yes. Yeah.
I'll dodge.
Sticking with it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
As Alistair also gets to his feet, he is surprised by the incoming fist. He attempts to get out of the way, which helps significantly, but still feels the fist drive down onto his chest as you take 1 superficial damage. Last round of combat. From the coterie, who would like to start?
So wait,
I'll go
there's
first.
I'll start.
2 cultists?
You're currently engaged with 2 cultists.
I'll start. The guy that hit me, I'll say, you stop, drop, and roll, and cast Imitation. I'm going to surge.
Is it intelligence and composure?
I'll do it for you. Give me a second.
Yeah.
So failed one success.
As your words leave your mouth and reverberate between the man's eyes, you can watch and literally see his sanity, his will to live, leaving his body as he just drops to the floor and begins to drool.
I kick him.
Next?
The
I would
the
like
one that's,
to.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, the one that slapped me. Is he still alive?
Yep.
I would like to let out a shocked guffaw and strike him with my sword.
Strength melee.
It's
It's a 2-handed sword.
I was also wondering what the strike was. It the strike? Or...
That's +2, so that's 5. Thurston runs a man through with the blade, narrowly missing any major organs, and pulls back, bringing the bloodied blade out. The cultist almost drops to one knee, but is just barely standing, as blood is spilling out. Next.
Now I'll hit him.
Strength, brawl. All he can do is really dodge with a -1. There's no point in me even rolling.
That's what I like to hear.
Aldrich reaches out with his hand, grasps the man around the head, and simply closes his fist around the man's entire skull, breaking it into small pieces as the headless body falls to the floor, still jerking. Not just... Okay.
Would I be able to catch him on the way down and see if I can't feed from him a bit?
I really like the idea of, again, using a headless body as a Capri Sun. So yes, you can totes do that. Do your feeding roll for me, please.
Right.
Actually, we'll make this feeding roll strength brawl.
Too late.
There
It's
you
meant
go.
to be a 5.
Yeah.
Before the corpse falls to the floor, the horrid form of Aldrich picks it up easily, tilts it to his mouth, and starts squeezing, draining the blood straight down his esophagus. You may slake 3 hunger.
Beautiful.
The remaining man begins uttering a chant. He doesn't even cast his eyes over the remains of his fallen brethren, as his words echo through the chamber.
O lawless angel, we approach thee in the form of proudest shame. We, thy children, here assembled now, thy promised blessing claim. Lord of arrogance, Lord of pride, fling thy unrestrained nets thrice, and let the rivers of the underworld swiftly to the surface rise. O spirit of darkness, we invoke thee in the name of all things depraved. We servants here foregathered, now thy promised blessing claim.
And a large, war-formed lupine charges directly at the horrid form of Aldrich.
Let's go.
While the dude was chanting, I would have liked to start screaming to try and drown him out. Obviously, I failed at that. But then I can direct that scream towards the werewolf.
All right. Well, first of all, Lupine's going first. And is going to try and
opposed
fight.
rolls.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. I'm surging because this is a big boy.
I'm re-rolling.
Like the name. Like the reroll.
Oh, I'm re-rolling, but I'm gonna do better.
I'm sorry, was that your re-roll? Because I thought you said you were going to do better.
Now I gotta draw out the fight for cinematic purposes.
The werewolf brings his claws and fangs to bear on the horrid form of Aldrich, tearing at his flesh, penetrating the thick hide, and does 4 superficial damage, not halved. Eveline, you wanted to kick some bottom.
I wanted to scream at some bottom.
Don't you need some bottom to love? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They're learning.
It didn't go. There it goes. In my roster.
So that's going to go to Eveline.
I'm gonna attack her.
And she lets loose with a torrent of surging sound. Blood starts to leak out from the lupine's ears, but he still stands and gives a howl. Next.
Alistair, get him!
Down doggy! I'll cast Demontation. I will search for this too.
Composure and intelligence. So gain 1 hunger now, gain another hunger after you cast power.
I'm going to willpower reroll some of these. I can reroll 3, nice. So 5.
Yeah, I'm going to have to reroll then. Five against your 5. So I'm going to give you the 1. Looking good for me. Alistair's catchy phrase leaves his mouth and enters into the lupine's other ear, causing that eardrum to shatter and bleed as well. Next.
I will do a called shot for the werewolf's eye.
Okay.
Gonna try to hurt its ability to fight since I won't be able to do significant damage.
Dexterity,
plan.
athletics.
I mean, it can't hear now.
Ooh, and I will rouse the blood for this. I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
gain a hunger now. And do Dex Athletics.
Dang. I think I'm gonna do a willpower reroll.
Well, fuck you, so am I.
Okay, sounds good.
Shit, really not a good idea. Oh, what a waste.
Okay.
I
Ooh,
think Ganassi
crit.
Child gave me a reroll, so I'm going
Oh,
to
no,
use
that's
that now.
just- Wait, I did crit.
But yeah,
So
Greg got a
that's-
crit.
7. I got.
You're not going to like this because called shocked.
Who gave the DM a reroll?
Ken Daddy and Ganassi Child. Inspector Gray takes one of his trusty throwing knives out and launches it straight at the lupine, unfortunately missing his eye, but embedding it within the snout. And you do 2 superficial damage. Thirsty boy.
Thurston has soiled himself. No, I'm going to.
He doesn't always smell like that.
Yeah. Because I could not make the sound myself, Thurston makes a very high-pitched scream, and then
Oh!
runs and just kind of he swings at the werewolf with the sword.
Oh, you're a bad dog. Strength melee.
No, more like I'm terrified. Oh, I'm re-rolling 3 of those.
I'm imagining him just swinging, not even with his eyes open.
Pretty much.
Thurston brings his weapon to bear on the lupine, keeping his eyes closed as he just swings his sword wildly around, not even impacting with the lupine. It doesn't even turn to notice him.
Am I helping?
The lupine reaches toward Eveline and attempts to claw, bite, and mutilate. How would you like to respond?
I would like to try to scramble away.
Dex Athletics.
This is not going to go well.
Sticking with it?
I'll roll 2 or 3. I can roll 3. Yeah, 3.
Lupine catches Eveline as she attempts to flee, bringing his elongated claws straight down her back, piercing her skin. And you take 6 superficial damage, not halved. Oh shit, that's
I'm
not true.
in torpor.
You take 9 superficial damage,
Wow.
not halved.
Doesn't matter. I could only handle 6, so.
Is that including your aggravated
That's
damage?
what she said. Wait.
Yeah, I had 1 point of aggravated and 1 point of superficial before we started.
So is your tracker filled with ag damage now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all desperately trying to think here, and it's like, oh shit.
Hey,
Another one
torpor
bites
happens.
dust.
did anybody vote Eveline in the straw poll?
No, I'm the only person no one voted for.
Even I voted for Alistair.
I'll just
I voted for
remind
myself.
everybody that Shiver said he nerfed this, and they were nerfed
Yeah.
more than the ones in the last campaign. I'm calling bullshit.
Actually, the werewolf
we
isn't
got
nerfed at all.
Well,
I've been
this
taking
guy
it
said he
easy.
would let this on this one.
The demon powers were nerfed, however. because that should have been 6 ag damage, not 1. Which brings us to Aldrich.
I am going to hit him. Actually, can I grapple? Starting to grapple so this thing can't keep hauling off on the other people. I got more arms
Crazy,
than it.
I love it. Strength brawl.
And that's my specialty.
I've
arouse,
literally
of
heard
course.
someone say, "Can I grapple a werewolf?" once since we've been playing this game. And the results of that grapple, no one has ever said it ever again.
I just let the werewolf pounce on top of me and then shot him in the mouth. As you do.
Goes to Aldrich, who successfully restrains the large bestial-like creature.
And then, if you will allow it, using all my arms, just trying to essentially just use 2 of the arms just to hold this thing by the neck and face to keep the mouth away from us. The other 2 arms trying to pin his arms. And then once I have them like this, or I could do it on my next turn, but the intention is then to open and just spew a hive of bugs into this thing's face so it could take the
That's going to have to be next turn.
penalty for that.
Alistair, who doesn't realize how much of a good position he's actually in right now.
Yeah, I had 4 hunger. So I got to do it. I'm not going to rouse the blood. Demontation again.
Yes!
Yeah,
Speed from him.
Yes!
With 5 hunger.
Okay.
So I'm fine for now.
I mean,
It's
we
about
tried.
feeling
Our rolls just didn't go all that great.
And it's composure and intelligence.
Yeah, the problem is I can't reroll a lot. I will reroll again, though. Yeah, it's not going to be good. I won, but at what cost?
Alistair shouts at the lupine's general direction, filling his ears with vampiric charged vitae and words. The werewolf is no longer struggling against Aldrich, who very cautiously, slowly releases it as it falls to the floor, curled into a ball, and transforms itself back into the shape of a man.
Just out of curiosity, what did Alistair say when he cast Imitation?
Just down, donkey.
Okay.
A dog.
You are not
Too
a
late
good
for me,
boy.
you witty. Yeah, you were. Yeah, afterwards, and I'm standing here. It's reverted back, and I'm looking at Aldrich, going, "Well, go on."
So you are no longer in combat. Oh yeah, have your willpower back, because we'll say that was AC Gray's reroll. Thank you very much.
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I should have rerolled the whole thing for a reroll, but that's fine. I'll take it. For the willpower back, yeah.
The man is unconscious in the fetal position.
Anybody hungry?
Yeah, I'm very hungry.
Aldrich will just scoop him up, just be holding him in a couple of his arms, just sort of look around with as many eyes as the rest, and I can't talk in this form. Just gonna
I'll be
let
like
out
rubbing my hands, staring at him.
Just gonna let out a low growl.
By all means, Alistair, go right ahead.
Just
Is
kind of
Aldrich gonna
picturing
kill
the
me?
horrid form of Aldrich holding this broken body with blood seeping out of the ears, and just manages to force out, "After 8?"
Walk up to Aldrich. Please, sir, may I have him?
It's gonna attempt to say, "Mine."
Okay, but I can do that to you too.
One of the hands is gonna come out and just cover Alistair's face. And then just say no. But then he'll let it go.
I'll be muffled. I'm gonna kill him one day.
Yes, of course. Sure you are.
What would you like to do with the body, Aldrich?
He's saving it for later.
That brings up an interesting question of where are you going to put the whole body?
Use it for spare parts.
What could you do with a werewolf corpse? We'll find out. Or not corpse. Once it alive.
The coterie are left alone in the chamber. The revealed chamber, no longer obscured by the mirror and cultists, shows sat upon a grandiose altar as a strange skull, similar to a fish, but larger than anything anyone in the coterie has ever seen. The intricate skull has what appears to be peacock feathers drilled into it, and it rests upon a bed of seashells.
Well, I don't remember. Did the person that brought us here tell us what item we were specifically looking for? Because I think we might have found it.
So we have to destroy it.
Okay. I'll walk up to it and see if I can whack it with my sword.
While Aldrich's holding it?
No, he's holding the werewolf.
Oh, right.
Strength's melee.
And I'm pretty low on hunger. I'll rouse the blood for this. Scrolled up.
That's fine. Thurston raises the sword into the air and brings it crashing down upon the skull, which breaks open, and from it black shadows creep out and begin to rise into the air like mist, and slowly takes form of a large silhouette with clawed hands and taloned feet. Large leather-like wings extend from the creature's back as the shadow grows larger and larger, standing over the coterie and starts reaching out towards them. I need you all to do a humanity check for me, please.
Ooh.
Me too.
Everyone except Inspector Grey and Alistair, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So even though I'm unconscious on the floor?
Yes.
And you can't re-roll those, can you?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay. Everyone who had 3 or more is absolutely fine. Everyone who had less, you lose 1 point of humanity. That is not a stain, that is a straight loss.
Cool. I'm joining the 4 Humanity Club, boys.
I'm still at 7.
I'm at 3.
No, we didn't lose
4.
one. We didn't have to roll.
Yeah, I know.
Or did we lose it automatically? Oh, yeah, you're still at 3. I thought you went to 4.
I did go up to 4.
It was for like a session.
He lost it again, yeah.
Jesus.
And as you gaze upon the visage, feeling your beast being roused, you hear a familiar voice crack through all of your skulls.
I am returned.
and a shadow.
Good. Can I have some food, please?
A shadow with a horned head and raised collar, yes, you heard it, walks out of thin air. The figure with tendrils tearing out of its shoulders, and one clawed hand grasps at the shadow of Belial, which instantly vaporates in his grasp. The visage of Endymion roars, and darkness escapes his maw into the light, catching the coteries' attention. When they look back, the figure of Endymion has disappeared, leaving them alone, with the unmistakable smell of blood in the air. Alistair, hunger frenzy check for me, please.
Oh, fuck.
Difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2, you said?
Correct.
Okay.
Excellent. You are left alone in the room, with the bone fragments and bodies surrounding you. What would you like to do?
Can I feed on any of them?
You're too far gone.
Yeah.
Do you have iron
That one
gullet?
just went insane.
No, I don't have iron gullet. Not on
Oh, you just have to
Alistair.
eat food. I don't know if you had both. It's true. One of them should just be unconscious or mentally broken.
Yeah. Didn't. No, he didn't. No, that's fine.
Yeah, Thurston and Aldrich got one. Alistair, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have no way to fight Aldrich for it. Although
No, the
fuck
one
his world up another game.
the other unconscious person.
Oh no!
Out of the
one
original.
thing I can feed on in here, you have.
No, there's a
No, there's
guard
another
and there's the
unconscious
werewolf.
person.
Oh,
yeah,
is there? Oh, can I
Yeah.
feed on him?
Or cultist, sorry.
you absolutely
Yeah.
can.
So used to fighting guards.
4.
You extend your fangs and sink them deep into the man's flesh, extracting vitae for your needs and feeling yourself re-energized. You may slake 3 hunger, as you care not for this man, and whether or not he needs medical attention.
Yeah, I will take 3 this time.
What would you like to do next?
Well,
Suppose leave.
We could return back to the house. You can secure your prize, and we can greet Endymion.
Why does that get to be his prize? He didn't do anything to it.
Well, I suppose any one of us could feed off of it, but Aldrich has the means to do other things with that creature.
I don't think that's what he's gonna do.
I don't know what he'll do, but all I would use it for is food. Well,
Anything
if
else,
there's-
Dennis?
Yeah. I'll
Yes.
pick up my book on the way. I threw one. Oh, yeah. It's a good question. I wonder where my knife went when the guy transformed from a werewolf to a human. Did I
What
just
are you
like
going to
pull?
do with the body of Eveline?
Oh,
we forgot.
She's just in torpor?
we will be picking her up and taking her with us.
No, I was just gonna leave Evelyn.
Aldrich's got a unconscious werewolf in one arm, Eveline in the other arm.
and darn, I drank my last bit of vitae last week.
I mean, we have something that could revive her, but I'm sure that Mr. Selfish over there would refuse to help the party again anyway, so.
Actually, is anybody, does anybody object of me helping out Evelyn?
I don't care. I don't think she would care at this point either. I mean, they're not being sneaky about it.
Ah, good. Then let's have some fun. And I'm gonna go over and cut a little bit of my finger and let it drip into her mouth.
Rouse check for me, please.
Yes.
You may slake. You will increase your hunger by 2. Eveline.
Me? Okay.
Yes. Eveline, you may decrease your hunger to 4, or increase, whichever is applicable, but you will rise out of torpor, and you have a level 1 blood bond to Thurston.
After only one time?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what should my health be at now?
Level 1's nothing, though.
1.
It just means
Yeah,
you kind of really like, not supernaturally, you just think he's a pretty good.
I think you and I both have the most experience with level 1 blood bonds to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you don't know why you kind of.
I'll
like
just
him.
be
He's
a
good
little
guy.
nicer to
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
He's intriguing, and you're not sure
Stop
why.
smearing paint on his nice suit.
Compliment his
For the next-
clothes.
The
for next
coterie
month,
head out
Thurston's
through the
fine, I'll be
tunnel.
happy.
And come out into the copse, finding the carriage with white horses awaiting them.
Before we get outside, I'd wait until we've seen the danger was gone, but he'll shrug out of his horde form on his way out the door.
Yeah.
Can we stop for a bite to eat?
Right. I need to get this thing back to the house immediately. But well, I suppose we could drop us off somewhere to get a bite.
Heading into the carriage. You each head into the carriage, taking a seat, and you find aboard Serena awaiting you. Alistair! I am so pleased that you and your friends survived your excursion. And she takes her bone-like hand and places it upon your knee.
I don't say anything. I just kind of roll with it.
I'll send her flowers later.
I trust that all went according to plan.
Define plan.
Endymion has returned. The
Yeah.
heretic blasphemer Belial has been cast out. And you are all
Yeah.
back to your relative state of unlives.
Yeah.
Why, whatever is the matter, Eveline? You've never looked better in my eyes before.
That's not a compliment.
She got knocked out.
I decided to stay behind with one other of my clan. We have a place of our own. It must be kept secret. And she whispers to Alistair, "Don't worry, I'll tell you where it is." I was brought in specifically to assist with this situation. And I must say, Alistair, that smell of death that surrounds you, it is intoxicating.
That thing was a werewolf.
And you defeated it single-handedly, I'm sure, while the others cheered you on.
No. I mean, yes. I think I'm the only one that could defeat it the way I did. Well,
I helped.
I'll look over at Eveline. I mean, tonight I was the only one.
My big brave warrior. Where would you like the carriage to drop you off tonight?
Food.
I think you get food on your own time. I think we want to go back to the house.
Fine.
Drop me off
we
the
can-
carriage.
Right, we could do that. I'd like to get this thing secured as soon as possible.
That's why I said take us back. God knows I don't want to hear him complain about his food rotting.
Oh, I see you've started a collection, Aldrich. We should get together sometime and compare.
Well, are you ever a werewolf?
I do not. Is that what this is?
It is.
Oh. It's still breathing. How vile.
Right, it very much is. Oh. I can't do anything with them once they're dead. Which is why I stopped you, Alistair. I need him alive.
Yeah,
If-
the problem I have is that's a masquerade breach, so yeah, I'm gonna have to tell on you.
Having a werewolf is a masquerade breach? How?
It's dangerous.
You said it's a masquerade breach, not that it's dangerous. We're allowed to do dangerous things. Not allowed to breed the masquerade. This is not a masquerade breach.
I think if it gets loose, that could potentially be a masquerade breach, but having it, I think, should be fine.
I mean,
That's what I'm hoping.
Mithras himself keeps werewolves, does he not?
Yeah, Mithras
Understand.
isn't us.
I mean, yes, but
If I can somehow subdue a creature like this, imagine the possibilities.
I don't want to.
Well, that's what I'm for. But this is dangerous. I have a long list of things that the men will need. This is good news. We've got a werewolf and we've got a demon back. And relatively unscathed.
I'm just gonna look up into the sky. By the way, Endymion, did you miss us?
You muted.
He's still dead.
I haven't got him. I haven't got the soundboard on hand. You'll just say yes.
Still giving us the silent treatment. Oh, good then.
There we go. Ah,
It's good to have you back too.
I found the other bits I needed.
Your obedience has been rewarded.
With food?
I can't.
You may all slay
Don't waste it on food.
2 hunger. But
Oh,
not
okay. Perfect. Thank
below
you.
1.
Thank
All of
you.
us? All of us?
All of you. But not below 1.
Oh,
Woo, down to 1. For 5 to 1, real quick.
quite nice.
I went from 0 to 4.
Nice. Back to 2.
Heading towards the Whitechapel house then?
Yeah, I don't need drive through now.
The carriage comes to a halt, and you each exit. Serena stays behind in the black carriage, and waves to Alistair as the pure white stallions pull it off into the night. You head inside and find the house back to its immaculate condition. What would you like to do?
I'm taking the wolf straight to the lab. Going to give the men commands to go find silvered blades, silver bullets if those exist. Anything that can hurt someone made of silver. And put in an order for some sort of. Go find someone who can make us silver. We need a large cage.
They'll look at each other a bit confused. They know better than to question you. And they march out, single file, into the city.
Shiver, the werewolf wouldn't be considered a vampire in the case of demontation, would it?
No.
Because I could pick a compulsion for a vampire if I make them go
I know.
unconscious.
Fortunately for everyone around you, Guru have no such thing.
They have the harm compulsion at all times.
Today I learned I can use this ability on more than one person, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything anyone would like to do or talk about before I bring this week's episode to a close?
I want to see if flesh crafting works on them.
It will not. Any changes you
Regeneration.
immediately make to the body are instantly healed back.
Evelyn would
Cancel
have to
the order
withdraw
for
her
all
bubble
of
bath.
that. Yeah, I'll cancel the order for all the silver stuff then. And the thing's in a human form, right?
It is.
Would I be able to behead it?
Yeah, I don't think you even need to roll for that either. I think that would be... Even if you fucked it up, eventually you'd be able to hack a head off it whilst it's unconscious and decapitate it.
Yeah, it's too dangerous to keep around if I can't manipulate its flesh. But I will be collecting all the blood I can from it. I can at least maybe do experiments with that.
You will be able to retrieve 4 vials of lupine blood. Anyone else? Very well. We shall bring a close to this week's episode. Thank you, first of all, for watching us and joining us. Thurston, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm practically everywhere that I can think of at Nitro Type at. And I don't really have anything going on, but Shiv and I will be continuing playing some video games on Monday. And do we want to talk about what we worked on last night? Quite yet?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we should.
We are looking at setting up play-by-post VTM on our Discord server, and we started work on that yesterday, and we're hoping to start inviting people when we get to 400 followers on Twitch.
So if you haven't clicked that follow button, do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an alt account that hasn't clicked the follow button, do it. Inspector Grey, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I'm
And
a
yes, V5.
Nascavian. You can at me on Discord, Table of Horrors. I play this every Thursday. That's today.
Alistair, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Tina. I'm Noscavian's talent manager.
Aldrich, who are you? Tell us about all the things you do. Let's find out.
I'm Bully. I play things at my channel Table Goth. Most of our stuff's on YouTube. We are doing Hades High School, which is a Monster Hearts game on Tuesdays on Twitch you can check out. And other things are in the works. More vampire stuff is coming soon.
Don't forget those amazing tutorial videos you have on your channel as well, which are definitely worth checking out.
And we haven't done one in forever, but we're supposed to record another one next week, so there we go.
Eveline, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me everywhere as Ms. Hearts. I have also recently joined the Bat City Bombshells, and we should have a show coming up, so stay posted for that. And if you need any graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Wonderful. We will go a rating on Rep RPG, but before I forget, because I always forget every week, check out links down below for Discord address, Twitter address, so you can stay up to date with what's going on here. We will be back next week with another episode of London by Gaslight and the concluding episode of the current season of Oxford by Night. And that starts off another chronicle as well. We've got lots in the works, but of course, for now we must go. But we can't go until Bully says the line.
I got nothing clever. Have a good night.
I just figured you'd go mine.